Hey folks, it's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Happy Friday, it's June 21st. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Village Farms, the stock, VFF. We'll take a look at the chart and do some technical analysis. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action leading up to today and in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. My own thoughts and opinions, and I am not a financial advisor. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. Stock did jump over 18% over the last few days, closed the day today up over 12%. So like I said, we'll bring up the VFF chart and we'll do some analysis. We were talking about this in the Pow Group private community today as well. Not seeing any news that was really attributed to this, but I'll go over my thoughts and opinions on why it jumped. Didn't see any direct news articles. There was talks about rebalancing. I think it was more technical. And also just bulls trying to defend support and then also trying to fight off that NASDAQ warning being below $1. So before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And just in case we ever get shut off here or censored on YouTube, I've seen other influencers and YouTubers get silenced and shut down on YouTube for less than what I'm doing, covering an illegal drug in the U.S., obviously. So, and one thing is YouTube's headquartered in the U.S. I know a lot of people ask me why I say that, but it's just the best way to maintain constant communication, and we're over on Rumble as well. So taking a look at the VFF chart, so we did have a daily bear flag. There was bear flags city across the entire sector, MSOS. You can see here it was a high, low, lower high, and lower low. So the bear flag target there was about 686. We hit 688. Now we're looking at a potential inverse head and shoulders and a bullish reversal pattern. And then that's why you got to be looking at other names in the sector as well, not just VFF. Let's say you're a VFF investor and it's the only, and full disclosure, I do own VFF now. But let's just say you bought VFF and it's the only thing you bought, right? Well, if you're not looking at what the major leaders in the US are doing or what the other sector leaders are doing in Canada, well, you're not getting the full accurate picture, right? You're not getting the whole story. So the fact that there was bear flags across the sector, SNDL was another one. You can see here, textbook bear flag, it actually overshot that on its way to daily oversold. So the more names that confirm bear flags, the more that we would expect other names who have not already done so to do so. So you can see here on VFF, we take our from the high to the low here, if we take our fib tool and then we move that out to the 0.32 fib, like you can't make this stuff up. It said we were targeting about 95 cents and we hit 95, 96, 96, 96. So you can see here that's effectively a quadruple bottom there off of that support. And if you would have went short here, essentially just on a loss of 113 support, it was actually a double bottom. And then once we lost that confirmed the bear flag. We were also in a daily downtrend at that point. So it was very likely that we were going to see that play out. And even if you just went short from that bear flag confirming, that was about a 15-16% short opportunity. If you don't play short, that's fine. You could have let's say you're looking to add, you could have held off a little bit more based on this information, right? So technical analysis isn't a guarantee. And in my opinion, it helps manage your emotions as well. If you're looking at a pattern here, and a lot of people might say, well, I don't care, I'm not selling anyway. But like I said, it can help with entries. If you're thinking about taking a position at 113 and you see here that we had a very weak bounce, we didn't get above the 0.32 fib and that level at 126, anything under that on the daily bounce here, just breaking the high of the previous candle means we're bouncing. If anything under 126 on that bounce, then it's a potential daily bear flag. And then, like I said, the whole sector was confirming daily bear flags. And then you can see here, that would have been a nice area to start scaling in again, right? Under $1, psychological as well. And, you have to, once you realize how the game is played, that these market makers are going to manipulate retail and make them feel some sort of way and feel fear, right? They're going to get fear. They're going to feel fear because we dropped below that $1. And you can see here that we closed at 99 cents. We closed at 97 cents, then $1.98. So in my opinion, the reason why we jumped is just because of the fact that bulls are defending support and they're trying to get back above that $1 before they get a NASDAQ warning, right? That minimum bid price rule. If you are under $1 for 30 consecutive days, you get a warning. And then you get 180 days to regain compliance, right? Or you do a reverse split like most of the major names in Canada. You haven't seen that in the US yet because they're not listed on the NASDAQ, right? So once the US names start to uplist to US major exchanges, they're probably going to go through a similar situation, right? And then one thing I wanted to mention here is that we did have a weekly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. So we are just anticipating a lower high on the weekly time frame compared to 148. And then on the monthly time frame, you could make the argument that we're in a monthly uptrend. So we have our low, high, higher low, and higher high. Anything over 58 cents is just a monthly higher low. And you can see here that we're consolidating here, means we're just losing the low of the previous candle, and we're bouncing, we're breaking the high of the previous candle. So if you're someone who's wondering, when's a good time to enter, well, generally on monthly consolidation after confirming a monthly uptrend on a monthly higher low is generally a good idea, an area to start scaling in, right? But again, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. So my own thoughts and opinions. I bought some sub $1 and recently added it to my MJ portfolio. I don't think I did it. I don't think I had it in my MJ portfolio for my 2024 MJ portfolio update with percentages. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. But I did add VFF and I added a couple more, but I'll do another update video at some point soon. But that daily bear flag target was met. And okay, let's say you weren't going to buy and you weren't going to sell regardless of this, if this bear flag confirmed or not, but maybe you were looking for a quick swing trade. And what you could have done was you could have played off $1 psychological, knowing that they would probably go down and test that, maybe a slight dip on our way to daily oversold. Lots of names are daily oversold. So maybe you're looking for a swing opportunity. Maybe you don't even, let's say, you have a VFF in your long-term bag and you were looking for just a short trade, or maybe you don't own VFF and you were looking for a trade opportunity. Well, this would have been a great opportunity for a swing trade because we had pulled back from the high to the low there. We were down about 35%. We already confirmed the daily bear flag and we hit it to perfection, and we're almost daily oversold. So you could have entered there, with a tight stop and just look to swing it. And we were also gearing up for a EMA 12 and 26 bull cross in the daily time frame. So, that's 18% of upside. And we had 95, 96, 96, 96. So we had clear support there at 95 cents. So even on this double bottom, even on the triple bottom, or even on the quadruple bottom, you could have said, okay, that's looking like it's strong support. We already hit the daily bear flag target. I'm going to enter with a tight stop below 95. Maybe I'll put it at 94, 93, right? Maybe even not 89, depending on how much wiggle room. And then, like I said, if you would have taken that trade, that would have been almost 18% of upside. So that is the risk. That's great risk to reward, right? So again, just kind of showing you how technical analysis works. Again, if you're investing, you don't typically really need to stare at the chart 24/7, but it does help manage your emotions, because we all know that the mainstream media is out to get us. And when things start to go down, around $1, then you start to see articles go out like, oh, VFF, back under $1, like what is it going to do? A reverse split? And then people get all emotional, right? So just having, if you knew what a daily bear flag was, you would have had a heads up that back on June 4th, that this was probably going to go to 95 cents. And, there's probably a lot of people that were taken off guard by this, right? And then even today, after a big bull move, they're like, why did it jump so much? Well, in my opinion, it was beaten down so much. It hit its daily bear flag target. It was pretty much daily oversold. And like I said, market makers and bulls want to defend that $1 support to get it back and avoid that NASDAQ warning. We did have a 10-week moving average stochastic, which gave us a very early heads up. So once we had that happen, usually the stochastic goes, then we lose the 10-week moving average, then the MACD follow through. And that's exactly what happened here. So we had a heads up at the end of April that we were starting to go the other way. And then we closed below the 10-week moving average. Then we got the MACD bear cross follow through. So we had, multiple weeks, at least a month heads up that we could see some weakness there in the short to medium term. And then on the weekly time frame, we did have the 50 weekly there at 90 cents. And we also had the 200-day moving average at 94 cents. So knowing that, right, going back to this daily bear flag target, you could have entered with that quadruple bottoms. There's a lot of support there at 95 cents. We also have the 50 weekly at 90, and we also have the 200-day moving average at 94. So you could have entered with a stop just below 90, right? And you could just swing this thing indefinitely. Yeah. Maybe you swing it and we get back to weekly resistance, right? And then that's about a trade opportunity of about 55%, right? So there's multiple different ways you can play it. So, as of right now, we're holding our daily moving averages. We're holding our weekly. It's not the end of the world. But in my opinion, we need the sector to start reversing, or else this just isn't going to be, it's going to be short-lived, right? We're gearing up for a potential EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here on the weekly time frame, and anything under that 148 level is just a weekly lower high and a weekly downtrend. So we got a lot of work to do here in terms of the weekly chart, but in the monthly time frame, it's looking just fine. So a lot of our names in MJ are weak at the moment. So we're just waiting for, in my opinion, for some sort of news catalyst. I think that's going to be rescheduling. I think we're going to, July 22nd. After that, we're going to start to trend up into August, September. And then I think Florida's going to pass. And then I think there's a good chance that we get rescheduling approved and official before the election, right? So there's lots to look forward to. Unfortunately, it's not looking like there's going to be any major news catalyst soon that's going to lift the sector. So I think we have to wait a couple more months. And then I think into the end of the year is where we're really going to start to see some fireworks. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Once again, happy Friday. I wish you a great weekend ahead. It's Oilers game 6 tonight. So go Oilers go. Let's see if we can bring it back to sunrise and then close it out. If anybody can do it, I've been saying it is McDavid and the Oilers. All right. Love each and every one of you. We'll see you again on the next video. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Go Oilers, go.